play TBG in the car while we drive. What am I thinking? I need to remember that from now on. You know, it's interesting because I'm not hearing a whole bunch of 9/11 memorial shit. I'm not seeing it. Maybe I don't watch a lot of TV, so maybe that's the reason. But it seems like this is how it's been for the last few years. And I think it's interesting. I mean, like, I remember when I was growing up, Pearl Harbor was something that was talked about. You know, every year in school, we had Pearl Harbor Day. Now, I can say I don't recall it being brought up in the days beforehand, like it was. But you know, if by the time the 80s rolled around, we were still doing the celebrating of it, the acknowledgement of it, then I would imagine within the first 10 years, 15, 20 years, 30 years, whatever, they did. Especially considering, you know, by now all the Pearl Harbor victims, you know, nobody knew them. There was no one alive to, or very few, I guess, if any. December 5th, 1945, right? December 7th, 1945. Right? Is that right? So I guess there could be some people still around. There definitely is some people still around, but, you know, those people are few and far between, and nobody alive was a victim on Pearl Harbor, I would imagine. I don't know. But it's nothing compared to 9/11. 9/11 is not only something that directly affected everyone, that I can remember watching it live, and I'm sure everybody else that was there that day or watching TV that day can remember it live. Lots of people have had negative consequences from it, and, you know, but still at the same time, you know, thinking about that, you know, 9/11 is close it. Tomorrow, I guess a 5-part series is going to drop. Tomorrow being the first one, and then one per week, which is weird because you wonder, like, I don't know. It seems like if parts 1, 2, 3, 4 are really telling, then part 5 can be edited if they wanted it to be. Maybe, I don't know. But and you say, like, you could say, like, holy shit, you know, 9/11 is most people don't believe it. And nowadays, when it comes to Pearl Harbor, most people, you know, younger than me, I mean, I wonder how many people younger than me are even really familiar with it. Especially if you cut the age in half. Like, if I ask my kids about Pearl Harbor, are they going to know? If I ask, you know, the neighbor kids that are in their 20s about Pearl Harbor, are they going to know what it is? I doubt it. And one of the reasons is because the narrative can no longer be completely controlled by the system. You know, it doesn't take too much research to figure out 9/11 is wonky at the very least. And the same thing, it won't take you too much looking into Pearl Harbor to think the same thing. You know, the idea that you know, they knew what, I mean, when you think about it, it doesn't even make any sense. You know, we're supposed to live on this big giant ball, and they supposedly flew from Japan to Hawaii without anybody noticing. You know, there had to be some sort of aircraft carrier, right? I mean, those were tiny little planes. I don't know. I think when it comes down to history, you're a fool to believe it. You're a fool not to ask questions. You're a fool if you think that the system doesn't lie to you every chance it gets. It's how the system works. It's a system built on lies. And you know, that, I mean, it starts with the whole Tartaria stuff. It starts with the idea that you know, it's 2025. I don't think people realize just how something so simple, something that's so everyday, can be so screwed up, but it absolutely is. Somebody just said, "You're Y-O-U-R a fool. You believe this, if you believe this guy's conspiracy theories. Y-O-U-R a fool." Seriously, could you make it any better? These are my conspiracy theories. Yep, my conspiracy theories. Oh, you're going to change it to U-R-A, right? Because you don't know the right one to use, right? How are you going to call somebody a fool and not even get it right? Sorry, Einstein. So now it takes an Einstein to know third grade grammar? Now that makes sense. You might as well quit now. Because you just lost about as badly as you can lose. You know, this was, you just made one of the dumbest mistakes somebody can make. You're going to call somebody a fool and not spell it right. That's just, you know, that's some inbred chosen nonsense if I've ever seen it. This is Friar 101. This is what they do. They're so stupid that they can't, they're so stupid and, you know, break that cycle. What do you mean submarines ain't real? Funny how that always seems to catch your attention. Do you go to my lunch breaks page and be like, how come you ain't eating lunch? What the hell's going on here? If you're really, really concerned with submarines, go watch Submarines Aren't Real Part 1 through 9. I think we debunk it pretty sufficiently. I see this guy every day. I've been in them. I'm sure you have. How many outstanding warrants do you have? How come you can't spell? How come you don't have third grade English down and you're going to talk shit? Like, we're not going to go there. And how many? Oh, you're so desperate. I have a lot of outstanding warrants. I have all of the outstanding warrants. Does that take away from the fact that you're a fucking idiot? Y-O-U''R-E, a fucking idiot? Does it take away from that? You fucking moron. Wow. I just love it, man. I love when stupidity outs itself. I love when stupidity shows itself off. It makes it so easy. Actually, you know, I would prefer it if you were more intelligent about things and you know, you could actually make reasonable arguments. But this is good. Like, if you're gonna be dumb, be full on high level stupid, because that makes it so delicious. Let's see. So you are insulting the misspellings and grammar, but not answering the questions. I did answer your question. Are you fucking stupid too? Well, you are an Enman. You have that man in your last name, so you're probably an inbred, friar, dumb piece of shit too. dumb fucking friars. This guy's stupid as fuck. Yup, that's why you watch me every day. Cause me so stupid. Every stream I've stumbled upon this guy's schizo rambling. Up there we go with schizo. We have a friar, ladies and gentlemen, speaking from their chosen talking points, their provided talking points. He's off his meds. He's schizo. Schizo. That's schizo. Because, again, they're so stupid, they don't even know what schizo means. You haven't made a single argument or valid point other than calling brother. Yeah, I never do. I never do. Well, I turned around, abuses his. Oh, I abuse my kids too. Yes. Yes. I hit my kids. I beat my wife. I smoke all the crack and smoke and eat all the meth. I drink alcohol. I drinking and driving all day. I don't give a fuck. All of those horrible things that I do. Kick my dog. Stupid dog. Right? I do all that stuff. Yet, does that compare even a little bit to the fact that the friars consistently rape kids and are committing genocide literally as we speak? Does anything I do or even theoretically or potentially do, does that change the big picture, or no? We're just going to keep talking dumb nonsense because you can't argue anything. Insult when you have no point. Yup, I am insulting because I have no points. Yes, I'm schizophrenic. You should look up what schizophrenic means. All he does is deflect what commenters say while proving them right. It's all I do. Yeah. I don't have to say shit. These chosen rape children left and right. I hate the flyer because not Christian are like that. What? What are you talking about? Christians are the dumbest. Of all three of the Abrahamic religions, Christians are the dumbest ones. Muslims are the most devoted. Well, sort of. Out of the two, out of the Christians and the Muslims are the more devoted. Obviously, the friars take the cake because they can, commit genocide regarding this shit. Yep, I'm mentally ill. Here we go again. We have our provided talking points. I'm crazy because I think we should kill pedos and eliminate the friar control scheme, the chosen control scheme. I am mentally ill. I love it, man. I love that this is what comes my way. Self-incriminating, yep. You are sharing on different Telegram Discord groups as a local, man. Oh no! Oh no! A bunch of pedophiles? Oh man! Because we know Discord is where the pedophiles fucking work, and Telegram as well. According to Gordon Flowers, who is one of you, by the way, according to Gordon Flowers, Telegram and Discord is pedo central. Of course you have an account on those things. Of course you do. Now I need to be sent to an asylum. I'm crazy. Yup. Crazy. I love how that's all they have. These aren't people coming in here going, yeah, pedophiles all need to die and we should eliminate this awful chosen control scheme. You're crazy. I don't like you. But those things they don't say anything like that. These people are here because I say those things. The last thing they want is someone like me getting any sort of platform calling for the absolute, complete destruction of Israel, of the pedophiles, of the chosen cult, the friar cult itself, not just Israel, because Israel is just a construct. Israel is not even a thing per se. It's just it's a place we all agree exists. But notice how they say nothing along those lines. It's almost like I'm not saying those things. Right? Or, even more likely, they're pedos and Jews. And this is what they do. This is all they can do. No, F-R-E-I-E-R. Look it up. I'm here because you're crazy. Yup. Crazy as fuck. Yup. I'm crazy because I think we should kill pedos. Hey, man. Anybody that says that outs themselves. You can say all the stupid shit you want. You're telling me you're a pedo. And I think you know that. But, nope, not Zionism. Zionism is the trick. Zionism is the thing that you're allowed to talk about. Just like you're allowed to say free Palestine to some degree. You know, they have to give us something to say or else we'll say the truth. And the truth is, their entire fucking cult is what the problem is. There are no good cult members. Just like there's no good NAMBLA, there's no good cult members. And these friars are disgusting. And most people don't know what they do. Most Goyim don't know what they do, what they're all about. But they do. They know that the Bris, the Brit Milah, the Matitza Bapeh, they know about their fucking disgusting pedo rituals. Yeah, again, shadow government is another one of those things where you're supposed to, like, it's not the government you can see. It's not the people you can hold accountable. It's the deep state. Dun, dun, dun. Well, who's the deep state? We don't know. It's the shadow government. Deep state is a term perpetuated by Trump. If Trump wants you to say it, you should probably avoid it. And all you Trump supporters, all you're telling me, if you say anything Trump supporting, you're telling me you're a pedophile. Because only pedos can support a pedo. I mean, non-pedos, you draw the line. Any sort of pedo, anything, and you go, oh no, fuck you, you're done. You're dead to me. If I could kill you, I would, but I can't, so. Trump supporters never go live in a car while driving. Yeah, Trump supporters never do that, but I'm not even driving. I have a driver, stupid. So you can cry all you want. But see, this is all you have, right? This is the best you can do because you can't address what's actually being said. You Trump supporters and your pedophilic nature. I mean, the thing is, if you're a Trump supporter, you're a pedo. If you're a Christian, you're a pedo. If you're a Trump supporting Christian, you're a super pedo. I mean, it's really that simple. Your religion, your cult is full of pedophiles, constantly raping children, and you guys don't do anything about it. You still go to your little meetings and you give your little money and please give me favor. Please give me favor. I need favor. And then, of course, the Jews, it's even worse. You guys are just rotten. Fucking rotten to the core. Everything about your cult is fucking rotten. I'd be on a bicycle. I'd be on a bicycle because I'm drunk. Yeah. It's crazy, too, because it's like, I don't even have to worry about missing reasonable comments. I know nobody's actually said anything that matters. They won't answer or address anything being said. It's just crybaby shit. Just, stop talking about this. Stop talking. Stop gaslighting me. Stop it. I'm an anti-Zionist, Orthodox, polynational dude. I am walking contradiction, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So? You're an Orthodox what? Look at Tristan. Tristan is here. I think this might even be the second profile that the Tristan account has made. But this person is so desperate to get me to stop saying these things. Report him! Report him for this! Report him for that! I'm not smart enough to argue with him. Report him! Ask yourself the question, man. Why would anybody want me to stop talking? Instead of just debunking what I'm saying and then changing my mind. Hey, you know, if I start saying the things you once said, well, there's 88 people here right now that could be hearing your point of view if you could change my mind. And yet it never, ever works that way. It's always just cry, cry, cry. Wah, wah. He doesn't think I'm special. He doesn't think I'm chosen by God. Wah. Mom. Mommy. Mother. Why any of you still support these friars is disgusting. It's just disgusting. And the thing is, again, everything that I'm doing, I'm at least doing it. You're fucking watching me. You're watching me, and you have the advantage of being able to think about what you say before you say it. So the fact that you would, one, get the spelling wrong, but two, not be able to say anything that matters, really points to how fucking stupid you truly are. You have all the advantages here. Nobody can see your face when I say something you don't like. Nobody can hear how you don't have any sort of rush. You could respond any way you could, and this is the best you guys can come up with. Cry baby, cry baby, cry baby. Every day, every time. Wah, wah, wah. Why don't you think we should give more money to Israel? Why don't you support Israel? Oh. Why are you talking about the genocide? Why do you think we should kill pedos? Oh my God, you're so difficult. Those are my things. That's all I like. You see my picture, you're trans, Y-O-U-R trans, you're weird, Y-O-U-R weird, you got more estrogen in your voice. Yes, I definitely have a high-pitched voice. You're, like, again, we have somebody so stupid they can't even get the yours correct when they're talking shit. You're trying to talk shit, and your own admissions make you look stupid. I mean, it's like, how do you not see this? Why are you this stupid? Why are you mad at the system for failing you this much? You have been completely failed by the educational system if you don't know which your to use at which point. They can't even get their yours right today. Oh boy. And then I'm a stupid grammar Nazi for pointing it out. You're stupid. Why do you know the right words to use? You're stupid. You know, because I don't support Israel and all. Right. What a piece of shit I am. You should support genocide. You should support us. We are chosen by God. We say so, damn it. Didn't you read the book? Didn't you read the book we gave you? Oh my God. And again, it's like then you see these stupid fucking Christians come on here. And it's the same thing. Oh, look, we have another proud Trump supporting pedo. Trump supporters are pedos. It's the only way it works. The only way anyone could possibly overlook everything Trump's been, committed. I mean, he was charged and found guilty of sexual misconduct. And the judge even said it was rape, but we just can't prove it's rape. But we can't prove the penetration aspect of it. But clearly she was raped. We just can't. Like, there's no pictures to prove it. But by all accounts, she was absolutely raped. E. Jane Carroll. And a plethora of other people, including Katie Johnson, the Katie Johnson story, which is the reason why we were given COVID to begin with. I mean, it's just insane how you know, how easy this is for me. Tiny man and his tiny penis. Why can't Trump supporters even get simple grammar right? Because they're stupid. Because they're stupid. You're fucking stupid. You have to be. You have to be stupid to be a Trump supporter. You have to. This guy definitely voted for Biden. Again, just continuously proving your stupidity. You're so stupid that you fall for Trump, so that must mean I'm dumb enough to fall for the other side. Well, dude, they give us two choices. You have to pick one of them. If you don't pick one of the choices, then what do you do, huh? You can't think for yourself, can you? No thinking for yourself, that's dangerous. Sky Daddy tells you what to think. Jewish Sky Daddy. You guys know that your Bible is a Jewish fairy tale, right? All of the characters are Jewish. All of the stories are Jewish. So you really have no reason to believe such nonsense. It's not for you. You're willfully ignorant. Stop and think before making a video. You need professional help. Here we go. Yep, you're right, Misty. Yep, it's the same things over and over again. The guy who thinks we should kill pedos and we should overthrow the Jewish control system is crazy. I'm crazy. If I'm crazy, how come you can't come up with better arguments? How come you can never debunk anything said? Oh, I literally worked on a sub for 2 years. Well, I believe you. I definitely believe you. Thanks for supporting the Trump administration. He must be talking to you pedos, you other pedos, because you know how you pedos like to stroke each other. Trump supporters are pedophiles, man. It's so simple. Trump supporters are pedophiles. It's the only way it makes sense. I don't know how anybody could be anything else. You're nothing but a convict ranting on... Now I'm a convict ranting on YouTube about law and order. I'll be a convict all day as long as I'm not a pedo's Trump supporter like you. You fucking disgusting pedophile. Do you think if a kid knows how to make a bomb and get in the women, I thought you like Trump? All you do is talk about him. Yes, because, if you talk about what a piece of shit someone is and what a Jewish puppet he is, that means you like them. You're not an elephant or a mule. Well, that's a good thing. Most of you are. Most of you are dumb enough to be told pick a hand. Slap you with the left, I'm going to slap you with the right, boy. Which one you want? And you're like, me super smart. Let me ask you. What hand are you? What you talking about, boy? What hand do you write with? I write with my left hand. Now, which hand do you want? Well, I'm so smart. I think if you write with your right hand, then you must be stronger with your right hand. So I'm gonna pick the left hand because I'm smarter. Go ahead, smack me now. Oh, I'm smart. You fall for this bullshit. This, this chosen bullshit. It's all it is. It's Hasbara. Look up Hasbara. Because that's what we deal with. These friars, man. Oh, you're Y-O-U-R a slow person. Yep. Y-O-U-R a slow person. Man, how can you be that stupid? Again, it all makes sense. Like, look, if you ask these people why they're fucking here, right? Why would you be here on the page where the guy says we should kill pedos and we should stomp out the friar control scheme? Immediately, it's like, well, to me, it says everything. You could be doing anything else in the world. Cooking, cleaning, having sex, going outside and doing literally anything, climbing trees and mowing your lawn and skateboarding and who knows, you could be going bowling, you could go to the Cedar Point and go on the roller coasters. You could be doing you could be working. Funny how you're not working, but instead you're on the, and then you could be on any number of pages. You could be on any one of your pages where, you and your fellow pedos stroke each other. Yay, Trump, yay, Trump. You could be doing that. You could be on a page where you learn something so that when you come here to talk your shit, you could be, using hooked on phonics. So you could actually learn how to fucking spell and shit. That would actually benefit you tremendously, right? And yet instead you're here crying about the guy who thinks we should kill pedos and overthrow the chosen, the friar control scheme, the one that's committing the genocide right now, the one that's constantly caught raping children, the APAC that controls the United States. Because again, you're clearly not an America First person, right? If you were an America First person, then you would be furious about all of this Israel bullshit. So you ask these people, why are you here, right? What could it possibly be that motivates you, that inspires you so much? Because it's not like you're here addressing the things being said, making intelligent comments, literally anything other than begging for attention and telling me I should stop what I'm doing because I'm crazy and all these other things. So you ask, what is it? What motivates you, right? They won't answer, so I have to. So I'm going to give you a much better explanation for why all of these Israeli trolls are here. Act.il. Act.il was a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to oppose online, quote, anti-Israel content, such as the BDS movement, boycott, divestments, and sanctions. Its activities were referred to as an online, thank you, online propaganda campaign, and, quote, a virtual situation room of pro-Israel experts. Remember, this is on Wikipedia. This is the information, this is the narrative that Israel wants us to know. If it's on Wikipedia, it's because Israel wants us to know it. Act.il directed its users to, quote, missions, missions, like a mission, you're on a mission to do something. missions, military missions, to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asks users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Pay attention. Users were guided how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points. That is such a huge piece of this. And it's not something that you really understand until you've been talking about this shit for years. For years I've been saying, he said, I haven't been, I know a lot of you got on this bandwagon after October 7th. October 7th, 2023, the false flag where no Israelis died and no Israelis were taken hostage. But that's sort of the exclamation point. That's where this all begins. But this has been going on for way, 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 way fucking longer than you realize. And for me, who has been saying this, like it's so interesting for me now to see the difference in the, general perception, because it's everywhere. There, 10 years ago, everybody thought they weren't allowed to even talk about it. You're not even allowed to mention Israel or the Jews, let alone, speak bad about them. And so you for someone like me to do it, it explains, and this is what I've been saying to you guys this whole time. Because I get in a unique version of censorship. I get a unique version of interference. You don't see this type of shit literally anywhere else. And so, again, you have to sort of answer for it. You can't just, it can't just exist and you're like, got to answer for it. So, to me, it actually, I've been saying it for a long time. I was talking about act.il for years before I had a Wikipedia page to validate it. I was talking about Team Jorge for years before I had a Wikipedia page to be able to validate it. But if you've been talking about this shit for a long time, you'll see the same tactics done over and over and over again. By the way, the app also provided users with ready-made memes promoting Israel's perspective for them to share. By completing missions, users earned points, unlocked badges, and had their scores displayed on leaderboards. So they basically turned trolling into a video game, a real-life video game with real-life points, real-life prizes and shit. That's what this is telling you. But what I've seen over the last 15 years of really focusing on Israel and the Jews is their only real weapon is to try to make you, the person talking about it, lose credibility. Because they know they can't actually argue against anything said. They can't deny that they're the Matitza Bapeh pedo cult. They just can't deny it. It's the truth. They are a pedophile cult by design, by nature, right? And they can't deny it. Ask any of them about Matitza Bapeh and see what they say. See if they go, oh, that doesn't exist. Of course it exists. They'll try to say it doesn't. If you bring it up, if you say, what about that oral suction thing that's supposed to, what about that thing that I keep hearing about you guys, sucking on bloody baby penises? What's that about? Oh, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. They love to deny it until you say, well, what about Matitza Bapeh? I actually know what it's called. I've actually read about it. No, it's actually real for sure. And it's happening way more than people think all over the country on a daily basis. And so immediately they'll change subjects or they'll tell you that you can't talk about it, but more than anything else, they try to say you're crazy. And you'll see that in my comment section over and over again. How crazy I am because I think we should kill pedos. Right? Because I think they shouldn't be in charge. And you have to ask again, who in their right fucking mind thinks that they should be in charge? Thinks that they are good, that they have our best interests at heart. You clearly don't know what you're like. It's the same thing as Christians, man. Christians, you don't know your shit. Christians don't know the Bible. They know bits and pieces that can, that they can talk about to make themselves feel better, to justify their bigotry, because Christians are total bigots. But they don't even know what, they don't know what those things are. Any Christian that's dumb enough to be like, God hates gay people because Sodom and Gomorrah said so. You clearly don't know what Sodom and Gomorrah says. And how anybody could know what Sodom and Gomorrah says and still be a Christian is so far beyond me, I just don't get it. And the thing is, too, all you got to do is talk about it. All you have to do is, just have basic conversation. Read it from a skeptical point of view. And instead of overriding your programs, or instead of allowing the program that overrides the inconsistencies to kick in, just ask the questions that normally, naturally come to your brain. Sodom and Gomorrah is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous fucking narrative. And it's embarrassing. It's all the same. But see, when you think about it, again, why they constantly try to push you into being a Christian, because Christianity is insane. Literally, the beliefs that you're supposed to have regarding Christianity, it's fucking crazy. You tell me something from Christianity that isn't crazy, like the foundations of Christianity. All-powerful God was just bored one day. Just bored. And decided this place that was clearly full of people, well, he needed to impregnate a virgin. I like to think that the debt collectors came by one day, and in God's world, debts are sins. Dollars are sins and debts are sins. And the debt collectors were knocking on the door. Of course, God's trying to avoid it. He doesn't want to deal with them. They call him. They're like, dude, we know you're here. He's like, oh, fine, fuck it. Comes to the door, and they're like, all right, listen, Todd God. Because you call him God, but that's probably just his last name. Listen, Todd God. According to our calculations, the sins of your earth is just so high. What the fuck? Why are your people down there such dirty sinners? Somebody has to pay for that. And God was like, all right, how much is it going to cost me? And they're like, no, this isn't money, dude. You need to come up with something else. And he's like, all right, well, what if I kill all the dinosaurs? No. And he's like, okay, how about this? You know, how about I go down there, I impregnate myself with myself, then I fuck around for 12 years, disappear, show back up 33 years, 22 years later, 20 years later, so I can kill myself on the cross. How about that? And they're like, all right, cool, that sounds good. That will cover all of the sins forever. Don't worry about it. Do you know how stupid that shit is? Do you, I mean, seriously, do you ever ask who, you know, why did Jesus have to die for the sins? Like, who was collecting sins, and how did that even work? Who did God have to answer to? But see, you're not smart enough. And you're not supposed to be smart enough. You're supposed to be some dumbass that falls for it. You know something you never ask, you never ask as a Christian, or at least as an adult Christian. I'd be willing to bet at some point as a kid, you probably asked this question, and when you did, your mom sort of flipped out on you because, you know, she's too dumb to answer the question. And she knows if you start asking questions like that, then you're going to fall out of favor, because there is no answer to the questions. You have to have faith. You have to have faith. Faith is the cornerstone of religion because, well, there's no, like, legitimate reason why anybody should ever believe the shit. So, as long as you have faith, everything will be okay. It'll be all right. Right? That's what you guys believe. But I'm sure at some point you asked her, oh, we have another Trump supporter who is a pedophile, admitted pedophile. Anytime you say you're a Trump supporter, you're a pedophile. By the way, if you're watching, like, share, and sub. They're clearly trying to knock the feed down, so help out. And don't forget to smash the dislike if you dislike what I'm saying. Smash the like button is the cool way to say it. You gotta smash it. Look, see, you have to notice what's said here, right? I say Trump is a pedophile and Trump supporters are pedophiles. And the person doesn't go, that's crazy. Why would you say that? Yada, yada, yada. That person goes, Trump, Trump, Trump. Like, tripling down on this idea that they're actually a pedophile. But like I said, the whole Bible, the question you ask as a kid and never ask again as an adult, who fucking wrote it all down? There's a scene in the Sodom and Gomorrah play theater where Lot's two daughters, they're up in a cave and they're talking about how great of a man their father was because he offered their virgin selves to the rape mob that was trying to rape the two guys. I mean, I can't really talk about this without doing the whole thing. You guys, we should do Sodom and Gomorrah, shouldn't we? I know slurping the tea makes you sick. That's why I do it. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, I love it. Again, this is the admitted pedophile, right? These Trump supporting pedophiles. And again, this is Christianity at its finest, right? Because you have Lot sitting outside as Sodom and Gomorrah on the gate, whittling a little figurine out of some wood or something. I don't know why the fuck he's sitting there. But he's sitting there. Sorry. When the two angels come walking up, but he doesn't know they're angels. They're just men. Angels in disguise. And he sees these two random dudes walking by. And he's like, hey, you guys want to come over? We'll have a barbecue. You want to come over? Come on, come hang out at my house. It's getting late. You probably don't want to keep walking wherever you're going. It's late, so it's dark. It's scary. You know the dark is so scary. I don't know if you have any god lights or anything. And they're like, no, fucking weirdo. What are you talking about? No, we're not coming to stay at your house. And Lot's like, I'll make you unleavened bread. So they're like, okay. We'll come stay the night at your house. And now, so at some point, you know, this is old-timey. This is 2,000 years ago plus. So think about how many people were like hitting anvils, tink, tink, and making horseshoes and the thatch roofs and, you know, all these different things that were everywhere that you think you're in your head 2,000 years ago look like. But suddenly, all the men in the town, are suddenly, look at all the likes, like, share, sub, thank you, appreciate it. Because they're not like full gay. They're only gay for these two men that they should have no idea are in Lot's little house. But somehow they know that Lot's house has these two guys in it. And so they all congregate around Lot's house, all the men of the town. And they're like, hey, somehow we know those guys are in there. Send them out so we can fuck them in their butts. And Lot's like, oh my goodness, I'll handle this. And he goes out front and he's like, hey, guys, what's going on? What are you doing? And they're like, we're here to fuck you guys and fuck those two guys in the butts. We're gay now. And none of them think, hey, we're gay now. Let's all just start fucking each other. No. They're like, we want these two specific guys. And how the fuck do you even know they were here? And they're like, never mind how we knew that, because that would imply that not only were we suddenly made gay by God, specifically gay by God, but we were also given some sort of knowledge beacon to know where to go. Lot's like, what are you guys talking about? How about this? I'll make you a deal. Got these two virgin daughters. They have to be between like 12 and 14. 15 tops, but probably like 12 and 14. And mind you, Lot's like old. He's like 90 something. He's super old. But he's like, how about this? How about I have these two virgin daughters. I'll give this rape mob my two virgin daughters. Just leave those two guys that just showed up alone. Don't rape those two guys. Just rape my virgin daughters instead. And the rape mob's like, thankfully, no, we're super gay for those two guys in your house. We're not going to rape your daughters or have sex with each other. Just those two guys in your house. And Lot's like, oh no. Sorry. He backs up against the wall, and as he backs up against the wall, the door opens, and a hand pulls him in. It's one of the angels. Again, Lot doesn't know they're angels. But they go, dinkle, dinkle, dink, and suddenly everybody's blind. All the men are blind. So now they're like, oh, shit. We were right in front of this door. that had the two guys that we were suddenly stricken gay to try to rape. Now we can't find the door. Oh no, we're blind and gay now. And then it's later. It's just later. And the angels are like, hey, that was pretty sweet what you did back there, offering your 2 virgin daughters to the rape mob. We're going to let you in on a secret. God is going to destroy both Sodom and Gomorrah. He's going to rain fire and brimstone down from the heavens because he loves you guys so much, but, all this gay stuff everywhere. And I would imagine Lot was like, but they weren't gay till you guys came. And they weren't, they didn't start fucking each other. But, okay, whatever. And they're like, all right, well, you and your family need to get the hell out of here because God's going to rain the fire and brimstone down tomorrow morning. And Lot's like, oh, but I'm so old. I'm so old and fragile. Is there any way, we can just go to the town that's a few clicks from here? It's a small town. But can we just go there instead? I'm so old, I can't go very far. And the angels are like, oh, geez, I don't know. Here, let me call God and find out. So they call God, and God's in the middle of supper. He's eating. And if you've ever been in the in-home sales industry, you've had this phone call before. But he call up God, and they're like, hey, God, what's going on? And God's like, Tim, what the fuck do you want? I'm eating dinner. I'm with my family. What the fuck do you want? And he's like, oh, God, you wouldn't believe it. I am at Lot's house. He has made us some incredible unleavened bread. The whole gave up his daughter's thing. It's great. You should see his house. His wife has done some really great things with this house. What the fuck, dude? I know the speech. Just tell me what the fuck you want. Well, let me ask you this, God. Lot, after he had done all these wonderful things for us, you said he had to get, he's just wondering because he's so old. Is there any way him and his family could just go to the little town over there? And God's like, oh, Tim, you motherfucker. You better not be writing me wood, Tim. All you've been writing lately is wood. This is bullshit. This shit's it better not fucking cancel. I know, God, he's serious. He's going to go to the town. He's going to start a new life and raise his daughter. He's just really excited. All right, Tim, motherfucker, if this guy fucking reneges, it's your ass. Click. Okay, God, thanks a lot. No, I will. Okay, you have a great night. Kiss the wife. We'll talk later. All right, thanks a lot. Have a night. Bye. Guess what, Lot? God, he doesn't normally do it, but he said, yeah, you can go to the town. So get 2 of those dudes from earlier, the 2 that were betrothed to your daughter. You can get them, your daughters, and your wife, and you get the fuck out of here tomorrow morning. So Lot goes over to see the 2 men who are betrothed to his daughters. And he's like, hey, Jason, Steve, come here. And they're like, hey, Lot, what's going on, buddy? And he's like, hey, you guys remember how earlier today you were blind and gay for some reason? And they're like, yeah, that was really fucking weird. It's never happened before. But yeah, suddenly for some reason, we came, your daughters were right there. I'm betrothed to your daughter. You said we could, I didn't want to rape them at all. So weird, right? We just wanted to rape those men. That was such a weird thing. Lot's like, I'm going to let you in a secret. That was actually God. He was testing us. And tomorrow morning, he's going to rain fire and brimstone down from the heavens and destroy all of Sodom and Gomorrah. If we don't fucking, so we got to get the fuck out of here. And they're like, you're so stupid, you crazy old man. God's going to rain fire and brimstone down from the heavens. Come on. No, man, we were just gay and blind for a little bit. It's never happened before. but I'm sure it'll happen again, so it's no big deal. We're not going anywhere with you, you crazy old man. Lot's like, okay. I tried to warn you. So then it's tomorrow. And the angels are like, you guys gotta go. Whatever you do, don't look back. Because if you look back, you're going to get turned into a pillar of salt. And so they leave, and you know, they're using Godspeed. Because in the Bible, distances and travel is just like nothing. It's so funny to think about when you start looking into the Bible and stuff, and you see all these distances that are just crossed like it's nothing. Makes you wonder what they were using. But as they're on their way, you know, because women are so stupid women, bane of existence, it's women's fault. The wife, she must have been in front because she turns around to see what's happening, and she's turned into a pillar of salt. And again, the only way they could have known that is if she was in front of them, because if they would have looked back, then they would have seen, you know, they would have been turned into a pillar of salt as well. But eventually they get to the town that they're supposed to go to, and it's just Lot and his two daughters. Now, I'm not real sure if the town is inhabited or not. I mean, it's not being struck by fire and brimstone, and it's a town, so you would assume it's inhabited. But Lot goes, you know what? I don't really trust those angels. Just so happens that I know of a cave way over there at the top of that mountain. Wait, see it way over there? I got a cave there. It's all set up. It's got lots of food. It's got a lot of alcohol in it. Why don't we just go there instead? So, you know, boink, boink, boink. They like Mario jump up the hill. And now they're in the cave. And they look back. Because now they can look back. And they could see Sodom and Gomorrah as smoldering ruins and nothing's left. And they're like, damn, that sucks. So now you have Lot's two daughters. Remember, 12, 14, 11, 13, 12, 15, 13, 15, somewhere's around there. I don't think it's that old. Because, again, they're virgins in the days where girls were married off at 10, 11, 12 years old, right? So if they haven't been married off yet, they're probably still pretty young. But they say they're having a conversation. This is the part where I always wonder, like, who was there writing this shit down? They're in a cave at the top of a mountain. Fire and brimstone has just rained down and blah, blah, blah. These are two daughters making a little sinister plan. Who's writing this shit down? Who's writing down what they said to each other? But they're like, hey, you know how our father is such a great man? He was going to give us to that rape mob in order for those two strangers, who turned out to be angels, to not be raped in their no buttholes, because they don't even have buttholes anyway. They're angels. He is such a great man. Yeah, he is such a great man. It's really too bad he doesn't have a son to carry on his name. He just has us two piece of shit daughters. Yeah, well, I have an idea. Why don't we get him so drunk that he doesn't know what he's doing? Because as long as the man doesn't know, it's all right. The woman can know. She's a piece of shit woman. Who gives a fuck, right? But as long as he doesn't know what he's doing, this 90-plus-year-old man, if we get him so drunk that he doesn't recognize the fact that he's fucking his own daughters, you know, because you can get that drunk, right? I know as a young man, I've gotten so drunk I have whiskey dick and it doesn't work. As an old man, the last time I got drunk, I don't even know, 10 years ago maybe. I was hungover for 3 days. It was horrible. I did not enjoy it. But this really old man is so drunk he doesn't recognize the fact that he's fucking his own daughters. And the next day, the oldest daughter is like, sister, guess what? It worked. And I am pregnant with a boy. Because, you know, they knew that kind of shit back then. The very next day, the virgins knew they were pregnant the next day. And they're like, all right, tonight, younger sister, it's your turn. So they do the same thing. Younger sister, next morning, says, sister, I'm pregnant with a boy. And then each girl gives birth to a child who ends up becoming one child becomes the leader of the Moabites, the other one the Ammonites, something like that. And according to the Nation of Islam, or at least some of the different groups absorbed by the Nation of Islam. I don't know if the Nation of Islam says this per se. But the Moabites are where black people come from. And that's the narrative you believe. You're like, yeah, that means gay people are bad. That's the stupidity that just I've never read a Bible story that I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's pretty straightforward. Oh, that's not disgusting. Like, the Bible is just insane. Literally knows nothing about Scripture. LOL, basically everything you said is incorrect. Oh, is it? Oh, is it now? Well, let's just find out, shall we? Remember, you brought this upon yourself. And there came 2 angels to Sodom and Sodom at even. And Lot sat at the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, encompassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and they said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. See how I'm making it up? And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. Ooh. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. I can't find the door that was right in front of me. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-laws, which and said, Up, you, the Lord will destroy the city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth, and they set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, O not so, my lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. I'm too old. Behold now, this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou come thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zor. That makes sense. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zor. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. So how did he know? If she was behind him, how did she know? And Abraham gat up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, and he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. It always reminds me of the Krang from when the Ninja Turtles were redone, not the original Ninja Turtles, but the Ninja Turtles were redone, the way the Krang spoke. The Krang spoke the way the Krang spoke because speaking the Krang way was the way that the Krang spoke. And Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in the cave, and he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. That's what I mean. Doesn't that sound like the Krang? And Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in the cave, he and his 2 daughters. It's fucking silly. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. So she's basically saying that there are no men left on earth, right? First word, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. I assume that means no one's left. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow, that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lay with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab, the same as the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Benami, the same as the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. That's it. And they were wrong in doing it too, idiot. Yes, the daughters were so wrong in doing it. I'm the idiot here. First of all, what I said, everything I said was wrong, right? Nothing I said was true. But now, okay, it's true, but they were wrong for doing it. They're the ones that are wrong now, not me. And not you for thinking this is your story, man. This is the gay people are bad story. I mean, don't you see all of the gay stuff that was going on in that story? Look at this shit. And what part do the Anamites and the Moans in the world? Keep reading, fool. Oh yes, I should keep reading. Let's just get past this whole, incestual, disgusting rape narrative. That's not fun. And the thing is, I think most of you just don't know this. There's a reason why most of you Christians don't know your Bible. Because it's 2025. You're fucking way too smart. As dumb as you may be, you're way too smart to think Christianity makes any sort of sense whatsoever. It's just fucking insulting. Jesus Christ. Ah, God damn it. Like, it's so crazy to me that people want to believe this bullshit. And that I'm the bad guy because I'm like, hey, this isn't okay. None of this is okay that you just overlook it so you can get some benefit out of it. Look, the same Trump pedo that's been here this entire time begging for attention thinks I have a trailer in the middle of a neighborhood. Sure, that makes sense. It's my mom's trailer. Awesome. I mean, think about, again, the people that are here that aren't going, wow, you know, I didn't realize Sodom and Gomorrah was like that. I didn't know that's what that shit said. It's amazing how completely unfazed so many of these commenters, these real people, these not Team Jorge bullshit commenters, they're just so okay with overlooking pedophilia and rape and all that stuff. These are Trump supporters. You know, is it any wonder why they're Trump supporters? Is it any wonder why they're Christians? Christianity justifies their rape, justifies their child obsession. You know, if it's good enough for Lot, it's good enough for you. It's disgusting. And the truth is, you can't ask people, you know, okay, so if it's not because you're a pedophile and you're just trying to, you know, you're not some selfish piece of shit pedophile. So why are you a Christian? What makes you think Christianity is the correct one? Same question to my Muslims out there. Look, I can't make this any better, right? As soon as I like really insinuate that Trump, or flat out say it, Trump supporters are pedos, these people don't deny it. They just double down and go, hail Trump and all that. Like, does that not tell you something? It doesn't say to you, hey, maybe he's right. These are pedos. See, again, I don't think you guys realize just how fucking bad it is. I really think everybody should go subscribe to Dads Against Predators. Dap gonna get you. I really think, as far as, you know, what we're shown, or people out there doing the pedo hunting, I think Dads Against Predators does the best job. And I think it's you know, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see I've been sharing a lot of their videos lately, especially the ones where the Haffy is explaining what's going on. And he's explaining like that the people complaining about what they do, you know, they have no idea. If the cops aren't in there, the cops probably didn't show up. They were called. They didn't show up. And even if they do show up, most of the time the guys get some sort of probation or some sort of slap on the wrist. If you think the registry fucking matters, you're just wrong. He said, you know, you have no idea how many people he catches that are on the registry already. Being on the registry doesn't stop them. How many of you have had somebody come knock on your door and be like, hey, by law, I have to tell you I live in the neighborhood now? I've been at my house for fucking 12 years. It's never happened. The thing is, I tried to look it up 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I tried to look up the registry. Couldn't figure it out. You'd think it'd be as simple as putting Michigan Sex Offender Registry into the Google machine, but it doesn't work that way. You know, nothing comes up. I don't even know. I don't know what to do. I know if you can have access to it, you'll see that they're everywhere in every neighborhood all around you. And those are just the people that get caught. And the people that get caught are like 1%. You know, I have been lobbying the best I can to the hunters, the DAP people. Stop slapping them, man. Stop slapping them, punching them, kicking them and shit. In the face. That shit heals. Kick them in the dick. Kick them as hard as you can in the dick. Hopefully you pop their nuts or something like that. Injure them. Don't just give them a little scar or something like that. Injure their shit so they can't do it anymore. Knee them in the fucking junk. Do whatever you can to hit them in the junk. Hard. Tell them you're going to slap them and then just fucking haul off and kick them right in the fucking dick. Put some steel toes on and shit. And he explains, like, look, this is what I have to do. Nothing is working. And like he said in one of the videos, like, most of the child sexual assault is not about sexual. It's about power. It's not about the sexuality part of it as much as it is about the power over another human being. And he says slapping them in the face is the most insulting thing you can do to another man. And I agree to a degree, you know. Spitting in their face is another one. And there are multiple times where, you know, a guy got his tooth knocked out. Dude got kicked in the head, got knocked out himself, was snoring. Like, these are great videos. I'm all about that shit. I think it's beautiful what they're doing. But I just, you know, we have to think of ways to make it work. And I don't know if you've ever been kicked in the dick super hard, but it doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel very good when it's not even super hard, when it's like an accidental. I was wrestling with one of my female roommates one time when we were in our late 20s, and we were all drunk and playing around. And she just moved funny, but like moved her leg up real hard, and it caught me in the junk. And I just fell like on top of her. I was on top of her already, and we were wrestling. And I don't even know how she did it, but she hit me so hard that she had to like push. She was like, "What's going on? Get off me!" And I'm just going, It was the worst feeling I ever fucking had. And after like 15 minutes, I drug myself back up to the kitchen table, and we're all sitting there drinking. They're laughing at me. And after about, you know, another 5-10 minutes, I got up and I went to the bathroom and I puked my brains out. And then I just passed out. I went in bed and passed the fuck out. It was so excruciating. And that was like a, you know, that was an accident. That wasn't a full-on man hauling off and kicking me steel-toed. That's what needs to start happening, man. Kick them in the dick. And of course, look at the comments. Not, you know, none of the regulars are in any sort of support of that. They don't want to get kicked in the dick. They know they're the ones that are going to get caught. But that's the thing is, I just don't think the majority of you realize how fucking insane it is. How, you know, another video he says, you know, he's talking about how the police are given money. Your money is taken from you and given to the police so they can fuck with you. They're not out there arresting criminals. They're not out there actively going after the pedophiles or anything like that. They're out there pulling you over for driving too fast. Oh, because the tags on your license You haven't paid your yearly fee to be able to drive your car. That's what your money is taken from you for, is to get you in more trouble, to take more money from you. That's a really fucked up way of looking at it, but it's the truth. And he says, look, what's so hard about it? You know? He says, I pull up to a random city. I don't have any sort of prior knowledge, anything like that. I make a fake profile of a 13-year-old girl, and I'm catching, 8, 10 people a weekend. All the people crying about, oh, they're messing up investigations. Well, how many different fucking investigations do you need to do? How much child exploitation material do you need to trade back and forth with this guy before you have enough evidence to arrest him? Why can DAP do it so proficiently? Yet they seemingly can't. And so and DAP is proving that it's not in any individual town or any individual system. It's the system as a whole. And so that, if you do, that leads you to the next level of questioning, like, okay, so who's in charge of the system? Why are we fighting for laws to be changed in the first place? Who wrote them to be what they are that need to be changed to begin with? And if you take 5 seconds looking into our government and the history of things and who controls things, I mean, it's fucking obvious. Jews make up 0.183% of the world's population. And between 1 and 3%, low 3%. It's between 1 and 3. It's safe to say 2, but depending on the certain account, sometimes you hear 3, sometimes you hear, 1 to 2. So at the most, it's 3% of the population. And yet, if you look at our government, it's the representation isn't even close. They're not even close to just maybe 2 to 3% of the government. They're fucking everywhere, especially the higher up you go. And those that aren't identifiable in that regard are AIPAC controlled. AIPAC controls 85% of Congress, at least. And you would have to think that the other 15% is just the ones that are already involved, so AIPAC doesn't need to control them. Okay, I can't watch this loser anymore. Yep, of course, you don't like facts. Especially considering you can't even acknowledge them, let alone debunk what I'm saying. God never forced himself on you because he wanted you to follow those rules because you gave peace of mind. Oh my God, how can you be so stupid? Every day lately, my oldest is like, oh, I'm not hungry in the mornings. And we're like, no, you're going to eat breakfast because breakfast is important. As your parents, it's our job. As your father, your mother, your father, it's our job to ensure your best. We're not sitting here going, well, okay, let's let you suffer. You have to ask for food before we give it to you. You have to ask for guidance before we give it to you. And apparently you have to ask like a lot. Or in a very certain way or something. Because, there are Christians all over Palestine who are getting bombs dropped on them. They're being starved to death and they're having bombs dropped on them. So what are they doing wrong? How are they praying the wrong way that doesn't, your God doesn't answer their prayers? What about all the children that are consistently being raped by clergy? What, are they just not praying the right way? Right? This is a prime example of Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah, yeah. This is a prime example of it, because how dare you hate pedophiles? Right? And people like James are the people I'm talking about. They are pedophiles. That's why they can overlook what Trump does. They might not have ever actually touched a kid, probably because they haven't had the opportunity to. But I guarantee that motherfucker doesn't want you going through his search history. I guarantee he's not going to let somebody just search through his phone and see if there's any, a hidden folder or some pictures or videos or shit. And I think a lot of you justify it to yourself. You say, I'm not a pedo. I've never touched a kid. But you've watched a shit ton of movies, haven't you? You look at a shit ton of pictures, don't you? And what the pedophile hunter should show you is that it's not always who you think it would be. It's not always the fat piece of shit that comes out of his house every time the little kid's out front, the little boy is out front, so he can watch him. These pedophile hunters are catching people daily. And that's without the system. That's just regular people making a fake profile and then talking to the people. And it doesn't even take that long. Sometimes it only takes minutes. This is your neighbors. This is your family. This shit isn't as prevalent as it is because nobody's fucking doing it. The online trade of child exploitation materials, pictures, videos, mega links, all that shit, that's not because some small niche population is looking at it. It's not one of the biggest industries, one of the biggest online money makers because a couple of people are looking at it. That shit is every fucking where. I can look up and down my street and I would imagine at least 50% of the people, 50% of the houses have at least one person in that house that at the very least looks at videos, looks at pictures and shit. Babies getting fucked and all that stuff. It's everywhere. And again, it's not because it's some loser. It's not because it's if you can figure out the fucking the registry and you see the Christmas tree that is your street. It's not because of those guys that got caught. It's unfortunately, it's your uncle. It's your cousin. It's the friendly neighbor down the street. It's everywhere, man. It's fucking everywhere. And so when you see all these people out here that are, yeah, Trump, and you go, dude, I mean, I couldn't understand how you could be the Trump supporter. Well, see, it's because we don't look at it correctly. When you say I don't understand how people can support Trump, well, Trump represents racism, sexism, and homophobia. Do you understand who supports Trump now? You just don't want to think your average Goyim brother and sister is that bad. But they fucking are. They are that bad. Good morning, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Super swell, thank you. Have a great day. Pardon? Oh, well, that's good. I mean, that sucks. I'm 58. I don't like work. You shouldn't be doing it anymore. The Goyim are the Jews. Exactly. Yep. But they're taking all the jobs away. You know, like the grocery store that has no shopping lanes open, and you know.
We went to Walmart. I ain't never did this so much scanning my own shit.
Right.
Don't get paid.
Right. Or go to McDonald's or any of the places now, and they have that kiosk.
Yep.
Those are jobs.
I don't want to be bothered with that shit.
But even still, those are college kids' jobs. Where are all those kids supposed to work now?
No, they took them all away.
They're doing. You can see there's people with like the robots that cut the lawn, like the Roomba, but it's for the lawn now.
Yep.
It's killing all the jobs, man.
Yeah.
All the Goyim jobs, all the low-level jobs. Right. I mean, this isn't even like some far out there conspiracy or some shit. You know, literally, it just happened. The Israeli the Israeli cybersecurity officer, right hand to fucking Netanyahu himself, right up there, one of the highest ranking cybersecurity people they have, was here caught in Las Vegas trying to meet a 14-year-old mentally handicapped girl. They kept that part out of the news, didn't they? He was trying to lure a mentally challenged girl. She was 14 and fucking, you know, mentally challenged. And the Israeli-born judge decided, you know, to go against all protocol and let him post bail and get the fuck, and he went back to Israel. And then the Israelis tried to lie about it and say, oh, he was arrested. No charges were filed or anything like that. It wasn't that bad. It's just go to sleep, dumb goyim. But we didn't. And yet, our government isn't demanding his extradition. How is he a racist? These people can't answer that because they don't know. Like, what do you mean, how is he a racist? Is it supposed to be because he went on TV and was like, I hate all UN bombs? Is that what you're expecting? Are we serious right now? Look at all the people of color in his administration. Look at all the people of color he's been associated with, like Diddy. How come the Trump-Diddy connection isn't being made left and right? Trump, Diddy, and Melania all hanging out. Melania being the power behind the throne. But see, Trump is the distraction. Trump is exactly what he's supposed to be. The president is generally this huge distraction. And they either go with like the controversial sort of, like he's smooth but he's controversial, or you know, the dumb guy, the George Bush Jr., Donald Trump dumb guy. They love to go flip-flop on those. And then you have Biden, which is somewhere in between. But you're dumb enough to fall for it. The president is just an actor. It's just theater. You know? And it's funny because people will want to talk about certain aspects of it so they can maintain their belief structure. But everybody wants to ignore shit like the AIPAC policy conference that's held every year. The AIPAC policy conference. The Israeli AIPAC policy conference that is attended by more government officials than anything else they do. Like we're government officials all come to one thing. The only thing that more government officials attend at one time is the State of the Union address. The only thing that's more important to government officials than the AIPAC policy conference is the State of the Union, because I guess they're required to be there for that. Like, just that statistic itself should really make you, what? Why aren't they, what? AIPAC policy conference? In 2016, while they were both running for the president, both Hillary and Trump were guests at the AIPAC policy conference. They were speakers. They both got a speaking role. And even though they were, running against each other at the time, neither one said a negative thing about the other one during their speech. Instead, they pledged their allegiance to Israel. And this is every year. This shit happens every year. And so, again, I have to ask you, knowing that this is what I'm talking about, what Americans, what non-Jewish, just regular people of color, white people, whatever, what Americans are like, that doesn't matter. AIPAC policy conference, government officials, pledging allegiance to Israel, that doesn't matter. You should stop talking, Guy Williams. Stop it. Stop talking right now. Who the fuck is going to say that shit? I mean, same thing with the pedos. Who's going to be like, don't talk about the pedos. Don't talk about killing pedos. Who's going to say that shit? Yes, I'm looking around trying to hide myself doing this. If there's one thing I do, is try to hide my smoking while I do it live every day for hours at a time. Oh, wait. I'm trying to hide it. That's what I mean. So they're clearly paying so much attention to the video that they're seeing things that aren't even there. But it's obvious they're paying attention anytime they mention something about something I said or whatever. And if I say something wrong, they're going to jump all over it. Right? I get a detail wrong, I get a date wrong, or whatever. If they're smart enough to catch it, that is. When I was saying that Da Vinci painted the Sistine Chapel, nobody seemed to catch that one. It was Michelangelo, but nobody seemed to catch that one. But when they do catch something, or they think they catch something, they jump all over it. So you can, rest assured they know what I'm saying. They're paying attention to every word I say. So when I'm flat out calling them pedophiles, or I'm pointing things out, why are you here, asking questions, all these things, and they choose not to answer it, it's not because they have this feed killer. It's not because they have this ultimate argument that they're going to drop. They're just waiting for the right time to say it. If they could say something, they would. If they had some sort of reasonable argument that could, stump me or put me in my place, not only would they say it, they'd keep repeating it. Because they like to do the repeat spam shit. And when they, we did do that, but you blah, when they try to do that blame game shit, and I said, okay, well, just restate the argument. There would be no point for me even saying it because they'd be restating it anyway. But if I do have to say it, they wouldn't go, nah, just keep talking shit. If I say what you're getting wrong, you're just gonna ignore it anyway. You're just gonna dismiss it anyway. I mean, you dismiss everything else I say, but you'll dismiss this particular thing, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that one thing that's gonna put you in your place. So I'm going to go ahead and restart, because obviously 10 viewers and 12 likes don't make no sense other than censorship. So the links will be in the description, the free download, www.the-bilderberg-group.com. The link to Hollywoodism, the most important video ever made. The link to the Israel Hayom article, which is next to impossible to read because it'll keep kicking you out. But when you do read it, it's fucking fascinating and talks about the ritualistic sexual abuse that is everywhere in Israel. That is as much as of their identity as the Star of David, apparently. Go read that article. Go check out the Facebook videos, Donald Trump Hates America, COVID Sauce, and Sleight of Hand Job. Funny too, think about when you listen to those songs. Remember, those songs were written before what's happening now is happening, or the sears that's going to happen in the fall. There's a reason my songs stay topical, because the thing doesn't change. But go check all that shit out. If I'm allowed to put it in the description, sometimes after the feed, I have to wait till it uploads before I can edit the description. But it should be there if you need it, and it's not there, go to a previous video. But also, I'm coming back, so if you want to, come back and join us, and we'll see what, how does Trump hate America? Oh, never mind that whole First Amendment thing, right? The First Amendment that he's destroying, encompassing all aspects of it. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom to protest, and the freedom to redress your grievances with your government. What's up, man? He's making them all illegal over Israel. Anybody who tries to limit the First Amendment clearly hates everything America stands for. Especially if they're doing it to protect a foreign country and a cancerous cult that controls things. So, let's, we'll come back. Got up to 18, let's see, is it gonna go up or down? If it goes back up, we might be able to stick around, but I have a feeling it's gonna go back down, so. You mean like what the Dems did? Yeah, the Democrats did it. The Democrats, No, Trump did it. Trump's the one that signed the legislation the Tuesday after Kobe died. The Tuesday after Kobe died, saying that all colleges and universities had to have a pro-Israel curriculum and be actively removing BDS and any anti-Israel anything from the campus at the risk of losing federal funding. This was signed all the way back the Tuesday after Kobe died. While they were locking us down, because I love how you Trumpansies love to forget that Trump locked everyone down, you know, lost people's businesses, lost people's livelihoods, gave them money, but then wants it back, like tries, oh man, it's so fucked up. If you're one of those people that got that money thinking like the government was helping you out, not gonna fuck you in a couple of years to get it back, I feel bad for you. Look, that's just a normal cloud, right? Love how normal clouds just sort of explode and disperse like that. Totally normal. It's all totally normal, natural, good stuff. Anyway, I'll be back. Hopefully you join me. Pedophiles, you kill yourself.